Something that's really frustrating that I see a lot of people do is say that they don't have time for something. Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that because I don't have time for that. Yeah, it's true. Your life is already pretty full of a lot of obligations between a full-time job and family and 3 meals a day, a healthy hygiene routine, brushing your teeth, showering daily, and then getting between 4 and 8 hours of sleep, most of you probably closer to the 4, and then God forbid if you work and go to college at the same time. I understand life can be difficult at times, but what people fail to realize is that you have the time. But in order to have the time, you have to make the time. Some people just have no idea how to prioritize everything that's going on in their day. Sure, we're all tired when we come home from work, but I bet if you kept a journal and clocked how much time you spent watching movies and TV or sitting on the computer doing nothing, you'd realize that you have so much time that you could easily free up just by eliminating a few things that actually aren't that important. If you have ambition and a goal or something that you want to realize within your short stint on this planet, you need to use your time and prioritize it accordingly. Obviously, if you've got children, that's going to take the majority of your time up, but that doesn't mean that you can't put the kids to bed at 8:30 and still have an hour and a half before you go to bed to do what you want to do. We all have dreams. We all have things that we want to accomplish. I'm sure when you were a kid, your aspirations were not limited to working in a retail store. But the grim reality is that if you didn't start working on your dreams when you were younger, odds are you've started some pretty bad habits to keep you from ever achieving them. But that doesn't mean always working towards your goal and never having any fun. But just like budgeting your money, you've got to budget your time as well. If you're impatient, much like I am, you will put as much time as you possibly can into all of the things that you love to do, even if the rewards aren't immediate. Like most things in life, this takes time, but the less time that you put into it, the more you're going to elongate the time that it takes to get something out of it. Be reasonable with yourself. How many times have you hopped on the computer and 4 hours passed by and you haven't accomplished a single thing? How many times have you started watching a new show on Netflix and you marathon an entire series and then you wake up to find that the entire weekend is gone? How many times have you gone out with friends only to have a hangover the next day that lasts till 4 p.m. and you've wasted an entire Sunday? How much work have you really put into the things that you want to accomplish? How much time have you decided is necessary to make those things possible? You have time for it. You have time for anything you're willing to give time to. So the next time you find yourself thinking, I don't have time for that, look back at your past week and how you spent your time. Think about how much of that time was absolutely necessary for 1, your survival, and 2, to accomplish things that you want in this life. If you spent a good 50% of your time doing things that weren't absolutely necessary, then much like a fat kid who enjoys cake, maybe you should limit yourself to a smaller slice. This is life, people. We're in it together. Your success is my success. You only get one, so be happy with the one you got.